I don't know. I'm trying to listen for that cat because we can hear a cat in the cave, but I can't see where it is. If you guys want to be my secondary eyes on this one, I'm more than willing to accept backseat gaming to find it. No, it looks like it's on top of the cave. Now that there's a chest up there, so there's got to be a way to get up. Okay, isn't there a way to set up the videos to go up beforehand so they just go up themselves? Yeah, but that still takes time. See, it loops back to the same problem. Limited hours during the day, so the time that I set my videos to upload and whatnot, it has to be midday, which still takes time. It's not that I can do things quote-unquote beforehand and have it work, because ultimately it still needs to be... Oh, I see, and I need to jump up here and float across, probably. Or try. But yeah, this is kind of why certain YouTubers... Damn it, it is hard to jump here. Oh yeah, Darkest Dungeon, Persona 5. Yeah, those are 2 more. I don't want to fall down. There we go, got it. But yeah, this is why, like, you'd hire an intern or something. But that's absolutely not something I can afford to do. Much to my infinite sadness. Maybe eventually, but, like, right now, no. Not even remotely close. Okay, so we got a ton of fodder. Probably just gonna get rid of that. Because everything else is worth a heck of a lot more. So I don't want to drop the seeds. Oh, we've got this flower that I can get rid of. I do not hear that cat. By definition, interns are free. Not in the US! Interns are not free. You either have to give them some kind of educational credit, or you have to pay them nowadays. It's illegal to have an unpaid internship anymore. So you either have to be paid with some kind of service that that helps out your education, or you have to be paid in straight up money, which is a very good thing. I absolutely despised the trend of unpaid internships in the U.S. I guess in business. I don't know. It's so predatory. So there's a cat around here somewhere, but for the life of me, I cannot see where it is. Educational credit for filmmaking. I would not even try and pass it off as that sort of thing. That is way too predatory. Maybe if I was doing more like skilled work, I could claim what I do as educational. But like, they would effectively just be chopping up videos. Where is this cat? Oh. Nope, thought I saw it. It's not in the cliff wall. I heard it. And now I don't hear it anymore. Pay the intern 1 cent per day, never specify how much. That's super illegal. This cat's, like, not here. Well, I have kind of a vague... Oh, is it that, like, butterball right there? That looks like a rock? Yep, there it is. It sounded like it was in the cave. It was driving me mad, but yeah, there we go. Okay. Wondering how steady YouTube is as a job. It is actually rather steady. Apart from, like, my income being a little bit variable. Oh, hey, we found the farm, finally. I have no wood. Okay. Apart from my income being a little bit on the variable side, purely as a side effect of changing quarters, which really isn't that much different than running your own business, it is actually an incredibly stable, stable job type. Because for the most part, as long as I'm not, like, messing up, like with my videos and I'm keeping up with trends and playing new games and, you know, not slowing down, effectively, I'm just going to keep making more and more money until either I cap out, quit, or eventually the industry moves on past me. But as long as you're, like, actually doing it, oh, this is actually a really nice farm. I like the lighthouse looking thing. Though, I really wish I could build stuff like that on my own. Well, one way or another, we've got a chest that I can just drop stuff off in, whenever I find it. Here it is. But no, like, what's a good example of... like, why YouTubing is stable? I mean, honestly, I don't really have good examples, for better or worse. For the most part, it's just a reliable job that I can keep doing. How can I put it into words? I guess I don't have to worry about a boss, which is a huge thing for me. I don't know how many of you guys work for other people, but it can be kind of hit and miss. Like, I don't know how many of you guys are in the workforce yet. But, like, in my case, I was in the workforce for a little while, and then I got laid off, and I was just like, well, alright, now what? And for the most part, you know, I've managed to deal with it, unemployment for a little while, and so on and so forth. But, like, the whole being let go thing was kind of frustrating, and not easy to deal with exactly. And, you know, job hunting is super, super crap, because, like... Anybody can fire you, and then nobody can hire you, and then you're boned. Good luck. And I never quite liked that specific, I never liked that specific part of all of this. So, effectively what I got instead is a mostly reliable, I've got a mostly reliable, source of income and so on and so forth. No boss that can fire me. The only problem is audiences are fickle, so I always have to make sure that you guys are fed your sweet, sweet YouTube food. And I have to pray that YouTube and Twitch don't decide to unilaterally destroy themselves in a fit of impotent rage or something silly like that. For the most part, it hasn't ever been much of a problem, but every once in a while there's, like, that mild fear that somebody's going to mess the system up more to the point where it's unfixable. Because, yeah, if YouTube actually broke hard enough that, like, I wasn't making money for a month, that's when I start getting really, really worried. Like, that's what happened with the YouTube adpocalypse, where I... Oh, hey, cutscene. Oh, they're cute. What is this? I discovered giant moth silk. Okay, and I think we should recruit wood. We should be able to recruit woodrow. Humans and nature are in harmony once more. The moths have reunited. Please gather the silk you need from the discarded cocoons. Okay, so we might as well just pick up a bunch of these. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, we need 6. Looks like there's enough. Probably enough. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I could always move to beam. Yeah, maybe. I mean, honestly, I was actually considering streaming to Hitbox and Mixer, because they think it's called Mixer now. Just as a bonus thing, so more people can watch. And honestly, just start getting some viewership there, just in case things like do change. Might not be a bad idea. The only problem is currently I have hard enough time keeping track of 2 chats. And so the idea of keeping track of 4 is terrifying. Okay, what is the YouTube adpocalypse? So if you don't know about the oh, we should probably go get some fodder, so I have some, I think there's a bunch of fodder back here. The YouTube adpocalypse was a event, kind of beginning of the year. Not really an event, but a series of incredibly inconvenient, snafus that resulted in people like me making significantly less money for quite a while, and it got a lot of us incredibly worried. So it happened because PewDiePie made like a really off-color video, and a lot of advertisers wanted to drop him but couldn't. So like, so say, who's a good example of a company as part of this? I actually don't know how many people, like what different companies specifically advertise on YouTube, because I've got YouTube Red, so I can't watch video ads, but so PewDiePie put up this off-color video that more or less was kind of Nazi-y, which was super dumb of him. But so a bunch of advertisers were like, nope, 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 and then demanded that YouTube make it so that they could specifically delist him as one of the channels that they were going to put advertisements on. And YouTube didn't have a system for that immediately. And so a ton of advertisers pulled out, and so I went from making a reasonable living, you know, about $30,000 a year at that rate, to about $18,000 a year. Like, imagine if your paycheck suddenly got cut, and it wasn't because of anything that you did. It was because your dumbass senior coworker was mucking around and drew like a swastika in one of the bathroom stalls, and you had to pay the price because, hey, everybody now gets a pay cut while we have to pay for this. And it's like, what? No, that's not fair. But unfortunately, I didn't get a say in the matter, and it sucked. But like, who cares? But yeah, the other thing, and this is why I said it was multiple things. There were also a bunch of ISIS videos on YouTube, and you guys might have heard about this. But effectively, like British, it was like sort of British humanitarian interest advertisements or something. Exactly, it could have been like military related. I'm not entirely sure. They were showing up on ISIS videos, which is like 110% not an okay idea. And I can't believe that YouTube never did more. Like, they banned them. Like, YouTube wasn't exactly stupid about this. The problem is they would ban them when they found them, but that it required people to report them. And, you know, the ISIS videos wouldn't get reported very often, or at least often enough. So what would happen is these advertisers, or these special interest groups or whatever, more or less threw a giant fit, as well they should have, and pulled out at the same time as the advertisers related to PewDiePie. And so between all of those advertisers going away, that's why my money dropped so hard. And like, yeah, it was obviously survivable, and yeah, at this point I'm actually doing fine. Hasn't quite fully recovered, but it's not like, it's not cripplingly bad at this point. But it was a perfect storm of awful things that really should have never happened, because Google is very short-sighted they're all about like the weird techie improvements, and they kind of forget the fact that they're a legitimate like public-facing business, and they kind of messed up real hard. Oh, there's a stone out here we should probably check out. If I can reach it? I think I'm gonna have to drop down from above and like get in there or something. Does PewDiePie even have any clout anymore? Because you haven't heard about him in some time. You probably haven't heard about PewDiePie in quite some time because he changed his content style very drastically. PewDiePie went from a how do I do this? Oh, I see. I gotta drop on top of it. Oh, that's rough. Oh, the water recedes in summer. It is seasonal. That makes sense. Still, if I land on top of the thing, I can get to it too. Got it! Moko and Poco make friends or something. Okay, oh, you can see another constellation out there. Okay, right. We were going back for this, this shadow thing, though. I think I'm gonna need to make a... I'm gonna need to make a stone bridge to cross. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a bunch of tree seeds more reliably than this stuff. I guess not that it really matters. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna want a stone bridge as soon as I'm done with this part. That's unfortunate. Okay. Oh, just plank and twine. I can make planks, right? Please tell me I can make planks. For some odd reason, I cannot. Well, it's okay. We're near the carpentry people anyway. I wish I could actually mark it so I could go this direction. But yeah, no, the main challenge for turning YouTube into a stable career is just an incredible amount of time and effort. I said like it's, well, I've probably said that it's kind of hit and miss. The problem with YouTube is it's impossible to actually get to the point where it's a stable career. Oh, hi. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. How interesting, I need to write this down. Wait, it's you. You're looking well. So you survived, huh? And Captain Poland is well too. Asked you to look for the rest of us. As you can see, I'm doing well, but do let him know I'm happy here and busy. But I really need to get back to this. Kari asked me to gather more information and report back to her soon. See ya. Bye. The main issue with like with making YouTube into like a stable career is just the fact that it cannot be done fast. It's almost impossible to like specifically and intentionally turn YouTube into a successful thing. I know tons and tons of people that have started YouTube careers and have barely made it past a couple hundred subscribers tops, and they either fizzle out or they just simply can't break a certain like they just can't make it to like a certain level that their growth starts to carry them, and that's why it's kind of a hard thing to do. Because yeah, you don't have to go through interviews, but you have to. Well, no, you do have to go through interviews and stuff. It's just every video is an interview that pulls in more people. Every video that you put out is a advertisement for your content, and if you can't keep doing that, your channel falters and dies and stuff like that. And it sounds like super grim, but it's, I mean, it makes sense. It's like trying to run a bakery. If you don't actually make bread, what's the point? Okay, let's see if we can trade wood for 10 wood. Oh, crap. Can I just buy it from you? Thank you. That's so much easier. I'll go down to the other place, too. Do I still have all that milk? Or did I put the milk away like a dumbass? Well, Luckily, I only have to put in like a little bit of ore and some fodder. Oh, gotta put in a little bit more. Maybe do YouTube as a hobby with your friends. Yeah. That's not an unreasonable idea. Honestly, YouTube is a great hobby thing. The problem is, if you go into it expecting growth and you're only putting in like one video a week, generally you're not going to get much of anything. I run into a lot of channels that specifically like play like really old games or play games that are like super saturated. Like I saw somebody complaining recently, like you know, why can't I grow my channel on YouTube? And you know, I looked at his video and it was just, well, it was nothing but old games, no thumbnails, bad commentary, and just like a whole mess of other things. And I was just like, you can't go into that and expect growth. And he was like, but why not? I'm like, you're not even putting in the work. You're not actually like doing it, because there's some very specific steps that you have to do to actually make it on YouTube. And if you kind of pointedly ignore those, you just kind of end up being Nobodiesville. But if you're doing it specifically for fun, that's kind of a different story. Recommend still actually putting in the work, just because it's so much more rewarding to actually get growth associated with it. But if you're just playing with friends and actually recording it, there's that too. Let's see. If you're an animator, you can usually run steady to a video every week or two. See, I'm talking about a Let's Player. A gaming YouTube channel. Getting into that sort of thing is a completely different beast. And something that I guess, I mean, honestly, I did kind of talk about that, this with my whole, how to start a gaming YouTube channel thing that I did a while back. Okay, so they need about, what, 20? Let's just give 20 lead ore. I'm not even using it that much. There we go, and then we can go, let's go take the ferryman, turn in the sunglasses quest, come back, and then we'll turn in the, oh, I have to actually talk to the guy, now that I'm thinking about it. There we go. Take me away, Rex! But yeah, animators are a completely different beast. The problem with animators and review channels and a couple other things is if you can't get eyes on your first couple of videos, you're kind of boned. You can make it work, but it's hard. But once you actually have some momentum as a animation channel, generally you can just keep growing with only one video a week and stuff like that. It's just the problem is monetizing it and making enough money that you can actually make a living off of that separately. That's rough. That's why Game Grumps exists entirely because Egoraptor couldn't make enough money animating just for the internet. Newgrounds wasn't making him enough, and YouTube certainly wasn't. Thank you so much for your offering. Now I can get around at any hour of the day. Oh, Jesus, you're horrifying. So what are you waiting for? Let's get going and see what we discover. Oh, we've got shades. So repair the cloud catcher, a couple more things. There's some murk. I'll leave the murk for a little while later. I'll plant some more trees, then we'll just take the warp stone back. Let's see. You need a big friend helping you. Well, being good yourself to get going quickish. Sort of. The idea that a big YouTuber can actually help you grow is kind of a myth. If me being a large channel, would lead to growth, then Birdcatcher would be decently large. But, sadly, Birdcatcher is... Oh, wait, no, this is not the one we want. I don't know these places by appearance yet, which is unfortunately. Oh, it's unfortunate. Okay, what do we think? You're desert, you're tropical. Try this one, or is this the one I just came out of? I don't know. Nope, it's not this one. Next, maybe it's the next one, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe it is this guy. Probably not, but I'll try it. I don't think it's this one, though. Nope, going the wrong direction. Unfortunately, I'm not actually sure if they, Oh, it is the opposite direction. It's, kind of counterclock. Well, no. Yeah, it corresponds with the map. No. I'm so confused. The layout on this is atrocious. Is it this guy? I don't think it's... Is it this? No. It shouldn't be this guy. It shouldn't be this guy. Is it the icy mountain? No, it shouldn't be the icy mountain. Because this is the icy mountain. See, I'm trying to prescribe some kind of, like, organization to this. But I don't think the stone statue dudes actually, like, correspond with each other, which is weird. I mean, I'll try this one? Okay, this is the one I wanted. I really wish the statues would match the, would match, like, the ones they correspond with, if that makes any sense. So, like, if you've got one of those, like, stonehead things, and you go there, it actually would match the one inside the travel zone. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, I've only known of a couple of YouTubers that get away with, more or less sugar daddying a smaller channel into actually succeeding. Nanners and one of his friends managed to do it, sort of. And I knew, like, one guy in the beginning, back when I was getting started. I don't even know if he's still active. But one guy had started doing a bunch of collaborations with a much larger channel. And his own smaller channel managed to explode a fair bit. You know, he went from a couple hundred subscribers to a couple thousand rather quick. But I'm actually not sure if he even still exists as a channel, so, like, I can't actually talk about that. But the main reason why I wouldn't even recommend that as a strategy is you don't actually, by getting a huge growth boost from another channel, you don't actually learn how to run a channel. It takes some serious, like, specific skills and habits to be able to run, like, a gaming YouTube channel without quitting or going insane. And there's, like, some pretty weirdly specific stuff that if you don't learn, you actually end up screwing yourself over, like, really hard. Felt like Nanners fell off the radar a little. Okay, let's talk less specifically. I don't like to talk about specific YouTubers because words can come back to bite me. But I've noticed this actually is a very specific issue with YouTubers in general. Not Nanners, not PewDiePie, not anybody. It's just everybody. A lot of people get in the game in waves. It's why, you know, there were Call of Duty channels for years that were huge, and it was the thing to do. And then it was Minecraft, and Gary's Mod, and a couple other things. But, you know, there's always kind of like this wave of, like, really popular things to cover. And I think it's starting to spread out a little bit, which is good. But these YouTubers get in with something really popular, and they maybe manage to make it transfer to, like, one or two other ones. What are you? Interlaid gar- Oi! Just what you think you're doing, Pipsqueak? Invading a sovereign nation, that's what. Trust me, you don't want to come in here. Terrible place. I can hire him as a farmhand. Can I? What do I have? Mushrooms. How much does he love mushrooms? It's not much. Okay, so we need a bunch more planks and a bunch of twine. But there's something interesting up there. I want to check it out. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make a stupid amount of twine to get in. Okay. But so part of the trap is when you're making a YouTube channel, generally, you know, there will be a couple of games that really like that really take off for you. So for me, originally it was a bunch of things. It was Vagante, Cavern Kings, Catacomb Kids, Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but ultimately I was pulled into these series that people really wanted to watch, which is good. You know, it's good that people wanted to watch these series, but the issue ultimately boiled down to, after a certain point, every game has a certain half-life on, like, people being interested in watching it. As soon as that half-life runs out, poof, there goes your audience. You stop growing so much, and eventually you have to either find something new or shut down your channel. It's why all of those, like, all of those COD channels have either moved on to something new or have simply stopped doing YouTube. They've moved on to streaming. Overwatch is probably a bit of a blessing for a lot of people. Or they just don't exist as a YouTube channel anymore. In my case, eventually, after a certain point, I picked up 2 huge, I'm going to call them flagship series. We'll go with that for the time being. There's probably a better term for them. But I think flagship is a particularly good way of describing it. But so you pick up a flagship series, and you can practically live off of it. If I had just done scrap mechanic videos, I probably would have grown even more, and I probably would have got real big, real fast, at least to some degree, especially if I had timed it better, because I could have technically started scrap mechanic a whole week earlier and, you know, gotten all the views for it. But that's kind of besides the point. But because I didn't, and I just kind of played it slow and safe, I didn't get as much growth, and then eventually I killed it because it was too big. It was actively starting to harm my channel because it was the only thing people were watching my channel for. And even now, like, to some degree, I'm still kind of suffering for it because, you know, my views, I grew a lot, but my views are down because a lot of the people that subscribe specifically for Scrap Mechanic don't really watch Scrap Mechanic anymore. And that's fine. Nobody should be required to watch a YouTube channel. That's a terrible and uninteresting and boring thing. But so from my perspective, by keeping it around, I was kind of just slowly choking out every other bit of content that I had. And so eventually I put the kibosh on it, especially after 400 episodes. Like, you really don't need more than 400 episodes on a series to do well. And, like, realistically, I probably could have made it work a little bit better for me, moved into stuff like, the Trailblazers game, which actually looked fun, but it just feels like the same trap as previously. And so, for me, it just makes sense to kind of play less popular games. I was actually a little bit worried about this game, going into it. And maybe that's part of the reason why I'm, like, so casual about just talking about whatever, is because I don't really want this to be a flagship series, because I think the first episode has, like, 15,000 views, which is more than most of my first episodes get in a couple of days. Like, this first episode for this series has only been out for a couple of days, and it's already got more views than many series that I ever put out, which is kind of insane to me, and also, like, really cool, but, you know, worries me, because if everybody wants Yonder, and after a while I quit Yonder, like, what do I do? People are just gonna be like, play more Yonder, and I'm gonna be like, what do I do? I'm done with the game, 100%ed it. And so it's easier for me to just kind of be transient. That's why I put out so many videos at a given time, because it makes it so, I guess it's my fear of commitment, but it also just spreads out feelers forever. Scrap Mechanic even being, like, made, sort of. The developers are incredibly slow on that. It's not bad, but it's too slow to be the next Minecraft.